Oh, I am live. How are you? How's everyone? What is going on? It's so good to see everybody. Let me get my life together. Let me get my life together. This is Aya. I am mompreneur advocate and coach. I help service-based mompreneurs grow and diversify their revenue, their business income to six-figure months. So yes, hello. How are you? I'm a little under the weather, actually. Like this season, it seems to be like kicking my butt. I don't know. It's like I'm getting my rest. It's like I can't even like really exercise. I mean, I'm doing all that I can, but today we're going to talk about why you need to automate, and this is one of the reasons why. So it's happening live. Why I need to automate, right? It's a lot. It's like why I need to automate. So it's so important why you need to automate. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about automation. Let's talk about automation. There's so many things that are automated that a lot of people don't understand are automated, or they're just not aware. So it's automation. There's so much about automation that's just awareness. Yes, I have like a runny nose, so excuse me. But I decided to. I was feeling a little down. I didn't want to really actually go live, but I thought to myself, like, this is the perfect time to talk about automation, right? This is the perfect time. This is the perfect time. And I actually want to do a little presentation. So today's live is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to kind of show you the top 3 things that you can automate in your business today. Today. Can we do it today? It needs to get done today. So, no, seriously, but now, if you know my ethos, you know my ethos is all about why, the why. And let me tell you, I'm like a lot of you that love pen and paper, that love, I'm like a lot of you. So I'm not really different from you in terms of, maybe being weary or leery of automation. But once you get it and once it works, and I've helped quite a few of my clients automate, and it's so funny to see how it the transformation, how like initially there's so much distrust. There's so much distrust. It's like, I don't trust this. there's or then it turns into overwhelm. I'm so overwhelmed because there is a learning curve. There is a learning curve to learn how to automate. And then, once people have hit the learning curve and they're using it, it's like, of course, there'll be hiccups. Like, okay, this was like a hiccup. But then on the other side of adequate implementation, they love it. It's like their next child. It's like their last born. They love it like they love their last born child. I'm serious. So join me today. I have my friend here. He's in the background. I'm going to bring him on, and I'm going to ask him to do most of the heavy lifting. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But he's going to help me just because I do feel a little under the weather, and who wants to sit and listen to someone who's not feeling all that great? But this is why mompreneurs, service-based mompreneurs, any business owner, you really have to get yourself out of the business. So that means you have to find ways as you're building your business. This doesn't happen overnight. Okay, so this does not happen overnight. But as you are design, and first of all, you can design your business. So many people go into business in this way where they're like feeling like they're beholden to clients or customers or they have to beg. That's not a good mindset. That's a scarcity mindset. You should go into business with abundance. You should go into business first and foremost confident of what you have to offer, and that what you have to offer is valuable and solves people's problems, and the problems that it solves is worthy of monetary compensation. So that's on you, right? That's on you. No one can make you feel that way. That's on you. So it's really, really important your mindset when you get into business. Like, don't feel like you're bothering people. No, if you have a solution, that's why you have to be very clear on your solution. Like, what is your solution? What is the problem that you solve? Why is it a problem? How can you solve it? Um, so on and so forth. So when you're, oh, I like my new, I like my new thing. Okay. So when you, so you can come to the table with a mindset of abundance, with a mindset of I deserve to be at this table, with the mindset of I can help you. This service I provide for you is worthy of exchanging monetary stuff. And then, so once that is down, the next step is really designing your business where it can work without you, like really. Because if your business is completely tied to you working all of the time, then what if you can't work? What if you get a cold? What if you go through something? What if you're tired? What if you want to shift? It becomes very difficult to do that. Now, you might say, well, what about people like Beyonce? So let's say singers like Beyonce's, or performers, or actors, or actresses. And that's absolutely true to a certain extent, because, you know, um, Beyonce is creating. So is she a content creator? She creates music and all that kind of stuff. And any musician, I don't know why I always think of her. She always comes to my mind first. But what do? They create, and then they put it on a record, on an album, a stream. They go on tour, they tape the tour. And now, whether they're on tour, they're not on tour, whether they're actively singing in that moment or they're not, they're making money. And that's the point. So that's the point. You want to find ways that what you do as a service, you can also capture that to turn that into a product. So whether you're actually performing the service or not, you are able to still be making money. And one of the foundations of making six-figure months, for sure, even five-figure months, to be honest with you, one of the foundations of doing that is automation. You would be hard pressed to find someone who is making 5 6 figure months and don't have some kind of automation. I don't even think it's possible, to be honest with you. So let's bring hello. So this is
Hello,
my
hello.
this is my friend Solomon, and I brought him on today because he is well, I think by trade he's an engineer, but he's also really good with automation. He helped me with all my automation. Yeah, like everyone starts somewhere. I didn't wake up out the womb an automation genius. I really didn't. Wasn't I hard to deal with when we first started?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wasn't I so hard to deal with? I was probably the first
Yes.
guy grab. But honestly, um, but on a serious note, like he really helped me do all my automation because he's really good at that. So good at that he built his own app. And this app that he built, I just love this app, Prayer Social. But I love the app, right? As you all know, I'm a believer. And as a believer, I pray all the time. I pray. I believe in the power of prayer. And so he built this app for people to pray, right? Like if you need prayer, if you're like going through something and you need prayer right now, and you can go on the app and find people, go in live prayer rooms. I mean, it's really amazing. But the actual app is amazing. But the thing that I found really amazing is because on the back end, I actually know that he built all that. Like, so it's like, wait, what? So you built an app? Like, how is this possible? So I bring the story up to know that if someone who has a whole full-time job, has a whole family, has all these things happening, and is still able to learn a skill and learn something that can be long lasting, all of us can too. So it's really important that the first step in automation, this might be a little bit longer of a video, so just stick with me. Like, it's not one of those short, to the point, but if because it's so important to understand to get the mindset right. If you are Because you have to understand that automation, like he said, one time he said to me, AI is coming whether you like it or not. And he would send
It
me all
is.
these things, and he's like my tech person. Like, he always is encouraging me to get very serious about tech. And so in the background in my life. And so it's so interesting to me because it's like, it's so true. You have to have the right mindset to understand that you have to learn how to do this. You have to learn how to do this, mom. You have to implement automation into your business, into your service based business. You need to implement, I don't care if you're a solopreneur. I don't care. Solopreneurs need it more than anybody, actually. Solopreneurs need it most. People who are working for themselves by themselves, you need it the most. And then once you start having, because even once you set up automation, you still have to manage it. So this idea, so the mindset that you approach it is so important. You want to approach it with the mindset, hey, Coco, you want to approach it with the mindset that Coco, shout out to Coco, by the way, who's doing this amazing conversation about Web 3.0. She's doing these series of posts on Web 3.0 and simplifying them. And first of all, many people, including Solomon here, has tried to explain to me Web 3.0. It was just, I just was not getting it. But Coco, I like feel like I can get it now. So check out her post. But anyway, she's on LinkedIn, Coco Ombu. I'm not sure if she's anywhere else, but she's on LinkedIn. So if you're anywhere else, Coco, put it in the comments and I'll tell us how to find you. So anyway, in saying all that, the appropriate mindset is important. The mindset. Oh, here we go. Thank you so much. He said he can help with that because people need business website. He can help you. So in the beginning, you will need help with your automation. In the beginning, you will need help like figuring it out. And it is a time commitment and a time investment in the beginning. So many people want to outsource it to someone else. You probably have to in the beginning. You probably have to in the beginning. But the reality of the situation is that you need to be learning as you're outsourcing it. Because what happens if you outsource it and you don't really know, and then you, for whatever reason, don't want to keep paying that outsourcing, then now you're back at square one. So you don't want to stay at square one. You don't want to stay at square one. This is one of those lives that you can come on. I'm going to put the link in here and you can come on and share with us. Talk to me about your automation questions. So, Solomon, tell me your take on automation in business. Tell me your take on it, please.
Yeah, no, no, thanks for, first of all, thanks for the topic. I think it's a great topic that any solopreneur, mompreneur, any entrepreneur basically really needs it. I mean, the big companies do it. I mean, people don't realize that, when we talk about the production, the production floor, for instance, for the big companies, right? Even like if we talk about the automobile industry, like Ford, Henry Ford, you know, had the production, came up with a production line, right? It's an automation in a sense. So if
Oh,
the big people, yeah, it
definitely.
is automation,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So,
definitely.
exactly. So if the big guys do it, what about you? But it becomes even more important for small scale businesses and solopreneurs and stuff like that, because one, it will help with your growth. You cannot really scale if you don't have automation in place. I don't know how you can scale. I mean, you can, automation helps you scale very easily. So that's one of the things that is really critical. Um, so my take on it is everybody needs it. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to grow, you need to automate. It's non-negotiable. And like I think you said somewhere that, yeah, you automate or die. That is true. um, if you don't want to stagnate as a business, you have to automate. And automation comes in so many different forms, right? So
On, I
let's say
love
you do,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
And so let's say, you can start off with very simple automation, with, let's say, response emails. Even response emails, for instance, can be, automated. It's a simple thing. Um, we have simple CRM systems that, and there are tools available that, kind of pulls all these things together.
Mhm.
And so CRMs, email systems, and those kinds of things can all be compressed into the certain services that are available as SaaS, software as a service,
Mhm.
tools. So I don't know if
So
I'm
let's not run too quickly because we don't want to assume people
okay.
know what we're talking about. So
Yeah.
We're going to have a little session where we talk about it, because I'm actually going to show it to you. We're going to go to the websites and show it to you, just the top three. But he's bringing up some really great points, because first and foremost, first of all, oh, come on, Holy Ghost. Let me tell you, there's software that's doing things like today. So today is November 10th, 2022. There is software that's doing things today that the software that's doing the same thing today in November 10th, 2022, a year ago was maybe triple the cost. But now, so maybe a year ago it was $400, but now it's $100 a month. This is how quickly software and technology is like growing at a rapid pace. This is how quick, like seriously, this is how quickly it's growing. So the reason why it's important for you to understand that is that your price point to get into automation is not like what it used to be. It used to only be for high generating income, bigger companies, but it's not like that now. Like, like when I tell you, there are so many softwares out there, so many software creators, so many founders creating software tools that are, and it's driving the market down. That'll be another video that I might talk about tomorrow, just market share and just talking about just how the market is designed to make all your prices go down. So this same software that might have been 3 times as much, just like think about a phone. Think about a phone. Yes, you can get a fancy iPhone or a fancy Android or a fancy phone for $1,000. But guess what? You can also get a regular Android phone for $100. That does the same thing essentially. It might not be as fast or as, complicated, but it, like, my phone is like $100. This phone, maybe $200. It's a very simple phone, but it does the same thing as my brothers who have $1,000 phones. It does the same thing. It does the same thing. It does the same thing. It can run the same. Seriously. So if you have a phone, you are blessed. If you have a smartphone, you can start your business. So I want to say that. But the point I'm trying to say is some people, because they're so paralyzed by the fear of automation and what it looks like, or that it's really expensive, they don't really even know that for like pennies on the dollar almost, you can have your whole situation automated and make your life easier as a business owner and be able to perform at a higher level because your life is easier. So that is something that I really want to say. So SaaS is software as a service. That means it's a software system. And I remember, and this is also interesting, because there was a time where software, you had to buy software. So you had to purchase the software. And it was a huge upfront cost to purchase software. It was a huge upfront cost. And it was a huge upfront cost. And like, um, and because it's such a huge upfront cost, that's why only big companies could do it. But now the market has demanded that you will give us this software and you'll give it to us on a month-to-month basis. So if I don't want to use you next month, I cut it off. So now there's like monthly subscriptions. So software as a service is basically a monthly subscription. On one level, yes, it's like, why am I always constantly paying for this? But on the other level, it allows for people to enter into that space easily. It allows them to get in and have the tools they need to level up in their business, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what else do you have to say, Solomon?
Well, I was going to say that yes, the software as a service is one of the reasons it also became, like all over the place, which because so many players came in the field. That's one, and two, it's also more beneficial to the customer. Why? Because in the olden days where you had to buy I say olden days, but where you had to actually buy the software, you one you have to pay expensive bucks up front to buy it. You also either you went into some agreements to buy to pay for upgrades when they upgraded the software for it to be done. But and then people couldn't upgrade it, so security was compromised in some cases because you don't have the patches that they are pushing out. But as with SaaS, everything is in the cloud. And so when the developers, upgrade it and they push new updates, they push it automatically into the system. So you having a subscription service, one, you don't need a very high end computer to use the service because everything is really web based. That's one. Two, you are always certain that you are using the most secure, the most up to date version of the software. So, it makes it easy for you to, access that information. So far as you have internet connectivity, you can access it. So that's why, some of these things have contributed to, SaaS being very available and cheaper for for small businesses to get into. Now, I also want to say, I think one of the things that a lot of solopreneurs or early starters would be thinking, man, I have so many things to buy. One, they have the fear of technology. Some people just have a fear of it. So the whole thought of it is like, where do I begin, right? But so this is where I personally feel like having people, coaches like coaches, like yourself, who've been through it, who are educated on it, and have the knowledge and the skill to guide, people. I think it's a great thing, and um, solopreneurs, mompreneurs need to take advantage of that service. They need to take advantage. I see somebody saying, I think the webinar froze. I don't know, but I hope we're not frozen. Um,
Try to log
uh,
out
but
and log back in. Try to log out and back in. Sometimes that happens. 'Cause I think my
yeah,
internet, but try to log out and log back in. But go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so having people, coaches who can kind of guide, is actually a great thing, and a lot. I think it's people need to, mompreneurs, entrepreneurs, need to understand that just getting, giving a little money up front, so to speak, will actually help catapult you. It's like a springboard, which helps push you, you know, to further and higher heights than you would have if you try to just grind by yourself and try to do it all. It's not the way to go, because the momentum you will get by using these services and coaches like yourself, you won't get it by just staying, you're trying to save, you're saving on pennies, when you could actually be making quadrupling and xing your money by using some of these services. So everybody should get into it.
Perfect. So now we're going to go into, yes, Susan, an investment. Absolutely. An investment. Absolutely.
That's right.
To succeed in business, you have to start thinking about every dollar you spend in your business as an investment. So therefore, you need a return, right? So no one is asking anyone to spend money just indiscriminately or, just, off a whim. No, every dollar, like particularly like when I think about advertising or marketing, man, every dollar you spend in marketing or advertising, you should be having at minimum a 2-1 return. At minimum, right? So if you spend $1, you should at least be making $1. That's, if $2. If you spend $1, if you're making $10, so if you spend $1 and you made $9 over that dollar, that's a good return. $8, $7, $6. So when you're thinking about this, you have to think about these things as not expenses or even liabilities. You have to think about them as investments in terms of how is this going to help me grow, like get the biggest bang for my buck for my business, right? Oh my goodness. So anyway, so let's share my screen. So I told you I was going to give you 3 places that you can go. I'm going to stop my count. You can talk, Solomon. That's why you're
Oh,
there.
I was wondering if I should continue. So anyway, while we wait for her to come back on, so one of the things I want to say is, so let's say, especially for service-based, um, uh, businesses, one of the things you can have automation on both sides from down upstream and downstream. So what do I mean by upstream? Things that come that are pre you providing the service. Okay, those are upstream to you. And then the downstream are things that pertain to you post you providing the services. So what are some of the upstream things that could be automated? It could be, I talked about CRM. Uh, some of them
Okay,
are.
so what is a CRM? So remember, we don't want to assume that everyone knows what these words mean, right? It's important though, right? Because not just for Solomon, but for all of us, we don't want to assume we know what that means. So CRM is a customer relationship manager.
Yes.
CRM. Let me put this in the comments. Customer relationship manager. Um, and hold on one second. And so I love what you were saying about upstream customer relationship manager. Um, upstream and downstream. Let me see. Upstream and downstream. Um, so yes. So one of the things I want to show you now is a CRM. So I'm going to present on my screen. Share screen. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Share screen. Okay. All right. So let me know in the audience if you can see my screen.
I can see it, so hopefully they can too.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So so first of all, there's affiliate marketing and people get marketing money for, a little piece of action for recommending things. I am not. I am really just recommending things I've used that I know other people have used, that it's that it's that's really effective. So this is Honeybook. I don't know why it's like black. The screen is black. That's kind of crazy. This is Honeybook. Now, Honeybook, you can start today. You can get one Honeybook today. I mean, I think they have a free trial. I used to use Honeybook. They have a free trial. Excuse me. They have a free trial, and you can use Honeybook for professional invoices, secure payments, comprehensive contracts, fast scheduling, powerful automations. Man, Honeybook is amazing. Like, and Honeybook is what? Right now it's only $1 a month. So I think it's like, but it's not, it doesn't stay $1. I think when I was using Honeybook, it was like it was $39 a month, right? $39 a month. So I really want to integrations you can integrate. Oh, so let's actually take a moment and talk about integrations. So integrations, when you let me stop my screen share. When you talk about integrations, a lot of softwares can talk to other softwares. So a lot of software, so an integration is like your email can talk to your CRM, like your payment processor can talk to your CRM. And so there's lots of things that can integrate. So that's how people can um, these people can see each other, and I mean your things, a smart system can see each other and talk to each other. So Honeybook is the first automation tool that I used as a solopreneur, actually. And I had this I started out as a coach, and literally I just started out using my little cell phone. You see the cell phone? And I was writing things, and quickly just get past 1 2 clients, just get past 1 2 people interested in what you have to do. You really quickly realize that you need to find a system to manage it, right? So Honeybook was super cheap, 39. I mean, I think $39, and they always run something, and you could just have this really professional thing as a solopreneur. So if you're out here and you're a solopreneur and you're a solo mompreneur, so you're a solopreneur and a mompreneur, and maybe you're doing this, something as simple as a simple $39 a month investment. If it's even a simple investment can level up your game. Like, you can go from one level to literally 10x, even, I mean, honestly, 100x level using a simple system like Honeybook to automate. Very simple.
Can I
So I
can I
wanted
ship
to show
something real quick?
yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you talked about the 39.99, and you did say, it's cheap, and maybe I just want to put this out there that if there's a solopreneur or mompreneur out there who is saying, oh, but okay, I don't have 39.99. Um, I would just say, and I would suggest that pick your bill and go through your subscriptions. I guarantee you that you will find a subscription that you probably don't use, which if you cut out can help you pay for that 39.99, which will actually help you grow your business. It's just a suggestion.
I definitely like that. I definitely like that. And I'm going to say something just because I'm Aya, I'm going to say something that's a little harsh. If you don't have $39, then you're not in business. You don't have a business. If you cannot make a $39 investment in something that can literally 1,000x you, you're not in business. And that's not a negative. That shouldn't make you feel bad. It's not your fault. It's just that you are not where you need to be, right? Like you need to grow, right? And so if even if someone is telling me I don't have any money, you need money to start a business, right? Like let's be serious.
Yeah,
Businesses
yeah,
are not free. Like
yeah,
even a service-based business, even a business that like let's say if I say, oh, I'm about to do somebody's hair, you need supplies. You need, if you're going to do someone's nails, you need, no business, even a coaching business, even like coaching business, even an information business, you need a way to get the information to people. People assume everyone has a cell phone, but everyone doesn't have one. Don't assume that. But let's say you do have a cell phone, I pay a cell phone bill. So business, it costs money to start a business, and you have to put some type of investment to start a business. So if you don't have $39, listen, we have to
it
go
means you're
back.
not
We have to go
motivated enough.
back. You have to we got to go back. Book a call with me. We got to talk. Like we have to really seriously. I'm so serious. Like at this point, people have to invest in themselves. Come on. So now here's the second thing you can do. Zapier is very popular. Zapier is very popular. And Zapier, these are all the things that people say Zapier does. But Zapier is all about, they have 5,000 plus apps that you can integrate. So Zapier is like the in between app, the bridge that will get all, and if you whatever you're using, Zapier will connect the apps.
Yeah, and
So
I just a quick thing to add to Zapier. A lot of apps that you may be using may have integrations using Zapier behind them. A lot of apps actually use Zapier and similar services behind the app, which work seamless, and you may not know that, Zapier is kind of behind the app you love using. Zapier or something similar to that work behind a lot of those
I,
apps.
I love that. That is so wow. I love that. I love that. I love that so much. So, Zapier is another a great one. And then we're gonna go to our final one. So the one thing that you really need to be automating is your email. You really need to be automating your email. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
You really need to be automating your email, right? And there's a bunch of different things you can use. When you talk about email automation, there are so many things you can use. I know that you use MailChimp, right? Solomon, do you use
Yes.
MailChimp?
For prayer social we use MailChimp, so to send out all the automated emails. But actually, there is also, because of the platforms we use Firebase, Firestore, which is a Google Cloud kind of service, which has ability to integrate, other things. Um, and then, so yes, we use Mailchimp too. I was just couldn't say a lot more, but to answer your question, yes, we use Mailchimp. Let me cut it short.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you want to use something like MailChimp to automate your email. So this is kind of getting a little bit longer than, but I really wanted to kind of, I think I need to do more on this, just to let people know. And finally, the final point that I really, because I have another meeting coming up. The final thing I really wanted to say is that, people talk about competition, or people talk about there's enough money for us, for everybody. And I agree, there is definitely enough money for everyone. One thing I will say though is that if there's five people and five people provide a service, if only one of them automates, it's like automation is like having a gun, essentially. That's what it's like. Let's like use an analogy that I love to use. So let's say you don't have automation and you're competing against someone that does. It's like you bringing a knife to a gunfight. You bring a knife, and the person has a gun, right? So you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. But now, if both of you guys have automation, now it's all about like how it is in the world stage. Who has the biggest guns? So now it's about who has the biggest guns, who has the most intricate stuff. So, it's not a matter of it's really a matter of survival, because once someone starts to implement automation and they can do and deliver more and do more, then that's it. They're going to get the market share. That's it. That's it. So you want to be able to get your market share by being able to compete in the marketplace. So that's why
Yeah.
we all need to get our tech skills up. We all need to get our tech skills up. We have to get on the path to learn to upgrade our tech skills, right? We got to. And we have to. So I really wanted to just say that. This has been really lovely. I have to just get ready for my next meeting. It's like, but thank you so much, Solomon. And look at this. I'm not feeling great. I'm not under the weather, but I have automation that handles a lot of my busy work. So when someone makes an appointment, like if you want to make an appointment with me, you can go to my website, make the appointment, or click on it, make the appointment, blah, 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 make the appointment, talk to me. Uh, I'll send you email, all without me actually having to be a part of that. I'm not actually a part of that. Like if someone wants to meet with me and like I don't even they go to like I don't even if they send me a DM, I'm gonna send them a link. If they send me a DM, I'm like, oh great, let's meet. And I send them a link and everything happens and I just get up in the morning and I see what's on my calendar, and I go from there. And so it's so important. It's so important. It's one of the key factors that is going to help you grow your income and diversify your income. Grow and diversify. So, thank you so much for being here with us. We love you. I thank you so much for being here with me, Solomon. I hope you can join us again. We'll be here tomorrow. I'm having an audio event on LinkedIn. This is just on LinkedIn. So if you haven't followed me on LinkedIn, come to LinkedIn. I'm having an audio event on LinkedIn. So it's kind of like Clubhouse. It's just talking, and I'm having an audio event, and it's just like a chill session for working moms. So whether you're a mompreneur, you own your business, you're an employee, you're a contractor, you're a freelancer, whatever you do, you're working in addition to active momming. Come and to the LinkedIn audio event, chill out with us. It's like an informal thing where we just we decompress. We decompress, talk about the week. If you need to talk about work, if you need to talk about your kids, if you need to talk about both, you need to listen. If you need to share, oh, you are so welcome, Susan. If you need to, so come and
You're welcome, Susan.
yeah, you're so welcome. Thank you for staying with us, and just come and just like chill out and talk with us. And so I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to make that a regular weekly event. But tomorrow is the first one, but it's going to be a regular weekly event, an audio event that you can come to. And then of course I go live Monday through Friday. Fridays are Freedom Fridays. I go live Monday through Friday where I talk about really relevant stuff for the mompreneur to grow and diversify her income. So that's what I talk about. I talk about momming, I talk about all that kind of stuff. So join me live and give me all the feedback that you want to give me. And if you, I am available to coach, and I have two coaching programs. I have a group coaching program and I have a one-on-one coaching program, right? So I do two types of coaching, group coaching and one-on-one coaching. And if you're interested in me coaching you, definitely reach out. I'd love to talk with you about that. And I have a webinar for folks who are don't have a business, but they have a great idea. They have a great skill. They have something. They have a great idea, great skill. And I talk to you about how you can turn your great idea, great skill into a money making venture that can bring you some money every month. So that's what we kind of talk about. So check it out. I'm so thank you again. Check out Prayer Social. It's on it's on the Android store and the Apple store. If you're into prayer, check it out. It's amazing. Any last words?
It's an exciting place, and it's an exciting place to be. It's we have average of at least 10 people joining every day, and there's a lot happening there. So hey, join up, and the webinar is also great. The webinar, I know I've been did the webinar that I was talking about. The turn your great idea into money making venture. It's a great thing. So don't miss out. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll talk with you. Thank you guys. I love you. Bye.